Ever since the early days of the web, when the printed word began its migration to new forms of media online, it's become a two-way conversation. And when media outlets first created those comment sections on their sites, they were intoxicated with the potential. It was a way to get instant feedback from users, a new way to get audiences engaged. But as those sections grew and moved into places like Twitter and Facebook, we saw the dark side of comment sections. Wastelands, as Wired magazine put it last year, lawless places ruled by trolls. The answer, according to YouTube, which was overrun with trolls, was to put an end to anonymous comments, which it did last September. Other outlets have taken different approaches. Some hire moderators, one part referee, one part traffic cop, enforcing the rules and keeping the discussion flowing, as if cash-strapped news organizations were looking for more people to hire. The Listening Post's Will Young now on scrolling down below the line and what's happening in the comments section today.
I think comment sections are really important.
The comment section can be a resource for building out the story.
Of course, they give almost like a benchmark of what society feels.
The comment section is part of this general shift in media towards being a dialogue rather than a one-way broadcasting system.
Wouldn't it be great if that were the whole story? There is also a dark side to online commenting, and we've all seen it. Civility stamped out by hostility, conversation cut short by cruelty, a dark place overrun with trolls, whose first port of call, at least until the site brought an end to anonymity, was YouTube.
YouTube, I think, is known for the personal attack. It's known for trolling, right? Where someone posts a video that is personal in nature. Maybe it's I'm singing a beautiful song, or maybe I'm playing a prank on a friend. It's an art project I did. And then you have random users who come in and just attack the creator of that video. YouTube has sort of the quintessential troll problem in that those users don't want to have a constructive conversation or give real feedback to the video itself. They just want to get a rise out of the community.
There are people who go there just to name call, just to get a rise out of other people, just to provoke other people into arguments. They get a kick out of it. And any good comment section needs to have a way of blocking those people, or at least making sure that their comments are not at the top when you open the comment section.
YouTube users now have to log in with a Google account before commenting. But is requiring that commenters lift the veil of anonymity really the key to cleaning up the comment section? Not all publications think so.
Many publications believe that anonymous commenting is essential if you're going to allow people to freely express themselves and have a robust discussion. Haaretz in Israel said that they let people comment anonymously or register under their own name, but 99% of people choose to comment anonymously. While Mint in India said that they offer the choice, and they said that most people are happy to give their real name. An interesting case was the Irrawaddy in Myanmar. Anonymous commenting for them is essential because for political security reasons, people don't want to say things under their own name.
However, one media organisation took a different approach. Rather than pull up the weeds one by one, it poured concrete on the problem and eliminated comments from its site completely. And it did so in the name of science.
Popular Science is an interesting case. They announced that they were removing their comments several months ago. You know, there's an army of people across the country who spend hours every day finding articles about climate change and going into the comments section and trying to convince people that climate change is fake, that it's not a real thing, that it's all a big hoax, it's a conspiracy theory. And Popular Science cited scientific studies as reasons for this. You know, one of the studies showed that people reading an otherwise objective news article would have their views skewed if they saw very polarized comments, and they said, you know what, commenting can be bad for science. Let's get rid of it.
But don't be under any illusions. For cash-strapped media organisations, controlling the trolls, building the right kind of culture, and getting the best out of online comments is not just a matter of hitting the delete button. Properly moderating a comment section takes people and money, and that spawned a side industry in online community management.
It takes time and money to do good community management and to moderate a site well. I define that as moderation is more behind the scenes, policing the content, if you will, removing anything that goes against guidelines, but to have that combined with a strong voice. So I think the approach of having someone who is able to control a situation and yet encourage good behaviour and good conversation is really the key.
E-moderation deploys an army of 350 moderators working from home all over the world to monitor websites in more than 50 languages. Suvi Maneh patrols her corner of the social web from Croydon in South London.
I think the purpose of moderation work is really, to a large extent, help to keep the internet clean. We see a lot of bullying and verbal abuse. In terms of what motivates people to send this type of content, it's really hard to say. People have different motives as to why they do things, and it's the same as with any other type of antisocial behavior. It's the same online. Moderation work is not mechanical, it's not monotonous, it's not a matter of just clicking away. You actually need sound judgment. You need to think and make decisions. So, there's quite a bit of responsibility on moderators as well to get the decisions right.
So outsourcing is one option, but there are major news sites that are doing their own innovative and labour-intensive work to raise the profile of their community contributions, even to the level of their own published content.
The New York Times have been hand-picking relevant comments and putting them alongside the story, often in little sort of revolving boxes. Project Syndicate is an international website based in the Czech Republic. They allow readers to pin comments to specific paragraphs. That's interesting because it allows you to comment on a specific idea or a specific point.
A media organization needs to give their staff the time to interact and have valuable conversations. If you want a discussion to be rich with information and with feedback, you need to sort of nurture it. Our view is that the best people to do that are the people who created the content. So we really push our editorial staff to go in there, moderate, get hands-on, to have a moderator, someone who owns the conversation, who can go in there and kind of keep things calm, and also to give people a sense of ownership that, this is something that they're truly part of. They're not just sort of throwing spaghetti at the wall of the initial post and hoping it sticks.
Another site that I think does it particularly well is The Guardian. They get their journalists really involved, and I think that's crucial, actually. The Guardian has gone on record saying that they see less abusive behaviour in the comments when there's more of a visible approach. Some people don't see it as a community, they just see it as endless comments coming in at the bottom, beneath the fold on the website. But actually this is where some of the best debate is going on.
So even in this digital age of trolling, uncivil discourse and online abuse, there is still value to be found in the comments section. And if you're watching this on our website, feel free to scroll down and leave your own comment, because sometimes the best online conversations are happening right there below the line.
More Global Village Voices now with their comments on the comments section.
The problem on a lot of magazine and newspaper websites often comes down to anonymity. People can quickly create new accounts, sort of throwaway accounts, lob an ad hominem attack and move on. And the results are always ugly. I mean, I've basically stopped reading the comment sections on my articles because they make me lose faith in humanity.
We've seen that the free-for-all culture of online commenting really hasn't worked up to this point. So digital publishers have to do a better job of monitoring and moderating the conversations that they're allowing to happen on their websites. Commenting culture isn't going to get any better unless we establish and enforce some basic rules for users so that comments don't descend into chaos.
Final